Welcome back to Hayes Outdoors and Tractors. This week we're probably going to do something a little different than what we're used to doing. We're not going to be running a tractor, but we're going to be talking about something that's just as, I feel, is just as important. We're going to go over a little bit of stuff that I keep on the tractor and around the tractor. I'm going to preface this by saying this is not a how-to. This is nothing to do with first aid, nothing to do with how to apply a tourniquet, but this is going to be about safety. Just to think in your head a little bit of what could happen. Obviously in this community we all love to run machinery. It's all kinds of different machinery, and a lot of it, you know, if it's not treated with the respect, you know, you can get hurt. Everybody knows that. You know, you have to be careful. So I thought maybe this week we're going to go over some of the stuff that I keep, some of the equipment I've used over the years that I trust, and some of the stuff that maybe you might want to think about maybe keeping on your tractor, in your tractor, or you know, just around. A lot of this equipment, it's okay to have, but if you don't have it readily available, if the equipment has to be able to be readily available and gotten to, whether you're in the woods, whether you're in the field, because I'm sure a lot of you are like me. You take the tractor, you go back in the woods, well, your truck's sitting out in the field or it's sitting somewhere else. So if that's the case, then you have to at least have some of this equipment available to you on the tractor or closer to where you're working than on your truck. And you gonna help me do this, buddy?
What are you doing?
We're teaching everybody about tourniquets.
What a tourniquet?
What's a tourniquet? It's funny you should ask. If you would cut yourself really bad and it's bleeding, you put this on your arm and you tighten it down just like this. And you put it around like this, okay? And then you take this off like this. You wrap this over, tighten this down. You watching?
And what's that?
Hold on. You tighten this down and you lock it right in here. This is called a windlass. You lock it right in there until the bleeding stops. Then you put this over, and you put this over, and then you get them to the hospital, and that'll stop the bleeding. You understand?
Bryson, what number do you call?
What number do you call if somebody gets hurt?
Oh, I know.
What is it?
911.
911. Very good, son. Very good. Okay, so as we were saying, if you're back in the woods, you have to have this equipment readily available. If your truck's right there and that's where you want to keep it, that's fine. But if not, you need to have it in your toolbox of your tractor. Wrap it in put a piece of Velcro on the back. Stick it up under your seat. You can stick it up under the seat of the tractor. It stays out of the weather and it's right there available to where you can get to it. Couple different tourniquets that I've used over the years. I'm just showing you. You can look on YouTube. They'll show you how to apply these tourniquets, what to do with them, and because I'm not going to go into that. So this is what they call a cat tourniquet. It's a combat application tourniquet. Okay, so this is what the military issues. Between this and the soft T that I'm about to show you, TCCCs. Is Tactical Combat Casualty Care. That's what the military version of medical care, that's what they go by. And they have vetted the cat tourniquet and also the soft T. Cat tourniquet, Velcro. Now I used orange. Obviously they come in black. I have black, but I use this one for demonstration purposes. You have your 1.5 wide Velcro. You have your windlass holder. As you twist, it locks down in here, and then you either wrap this over. If it's on a leg, you're probably not going to have enough to go to the back up over this again. And if you do or don't, you still put your tourniquet, your windlass cover on it, which has your time. Because if you ever apply a tourniquet, it's very, very important that you mark the time when you apply the tourniquet. Surgeons use tourniquets every day. Just because you apply a tourniquet does not mean they're going to have to, you know, amputate one of your limbs. That's old information. It's not the truth. especially for situations where you can have somebody at the hospital in an hour, 2 hours. The doctors will remove it. They may have to give a certain medication before removing it, but they can remove it. The alternative to that is you bleed out. Okay, so if you get an arterial wound and you can't use direct pressure, it will not stop it. That's when obviously you're going to use your tourniquet. You got your brachial arteries, you have your femoral arteries. On your femoral arteries that run down your legs, it's 2 to 4 minutes if you have a full dissection, which means if it's cut completely off to where that artery is wide open flowing, you have 2 to 4 minutes to apply a tourniquet and stop the bleeding. That's how long you have until you completely bleed out. So this is the best $20, $25 you can spend is get yourself a tourniquet. If there's anything else I would like to see everybody have on their tractor or their farm machinery, it would be a tourniquet. Excuse me. There's some other stuff we're going to talk about, but if there's anything that's going to save your life while you're out in the field or in the woods by yourself, you get cut by a chainsaw, you get caught into a piece of machinery that really, rips part of your limb or something like that, it's going to be a tourniquet. So that's the CAT tourniquet, Combat Application Tourniquet. You can look them up, and you pretty much almost everybody sells them, so they're readily available on the internet. The next one is called a soft T. Okay, it's relatively the same. The band just isn't as wide. The windlass is metal, and it has 2 triangles that each side locks into, and that's what keeps it from unwinding. And then once it's secured, it actually has a screw that screws down, and this is also a metal clip to keep it from releasing, so it's unable to release. So that's the soft T. That's also approved by TCCCs. In a pinch, if you're on a tractor and you don't have anything, your belt, any kind of rope that you have, okay, you can wrap it around, put a stick or something into it, and start twisting. You just have to make sure it doesn't slip. So, we're talking. You need to get the bleeding stopped. You're by yourself, and you have to go get out of the woods, and get to a phone or get to help or have help get to you prior to you completely bleeding out. So this is important to have this type of stuff. Okay, a couple of the other things I'm going to show you. Cling, just regular. This is the stuff like you just wrap on your foot when you sprain your ankle or something like that. You can throw one of these in there. This is just a different kind of cling that just pulls out. Anything like that. You don't, like I said, you don't have to have a big bag like this. You can take all of this, a tourniquet, a little bit of cling, and a couple trauma pads, and you can put them in a Ziploc bag. And if that's all, you can throw it on your tractor. It can get wet and everything. As long as it's in a Ziploc bag, a freezer Ziploc bag or something like that, you're good to go. So you can put it on your tractor as long as you always have it. You need to have it close to you. One other thing that I can show you, like I said, this is not a how-to video of any kind. Quickclot, I'm sure everyone's heard of Quickclot. The military started using it. It was a powder. They've changed it now. It's Quickclot Combat Gauze is what I have. And all it is, it looks like cling, but it's embedded with a clotting agent. And this is what you use to stuff into a wound. Unless you're properly trained on this, you should not have this or use it. So you should probably look, if you could get into any kind of a safety course or something to learn how to do this. But this is actually impregnated with clotting agent. So I have been trained on it. That's why I do have it, and I train my guys on it. Regular cling. You can get this for pennies at the dollar store. You can pick this stuff up. If you want to get a little bit fancier, this is a trauma dressing where it has a pad, and this is a very stretchable elastic band. Technically, if you had to put this around, you could actually partially use this as a tourniquet if you had to, because you can pull it, twist it, wrap it, and as you twist it, it makes it narrower and stronger. So That's another option you could have. Like I said, this is not a how-to. However, if some of this equipment you probably should have, at least on your tractor. You can have, they make different equipment, different pads, different adhesives. This is a hyphen chest seal. Obviously, we're not going to be needle decompression chests. However, this will stick over blood. So if you need to stop something from bleeding or direct pressure, you can always put this over if you had to. So there's a lot of different equipment that's out there that you can buy, either on Amazon or eBay or whatever. All this video is to think outside of the box a little bit. Keep yourself safe, keep your family safe. You know, me and Adam are always out working together. We've both been trained in tourniquets. We know, you know, we have 10 to 15 seconds when we do our training that you have to be able to have a tourniquet on. So when you buy it, don't just say, I have a tourniquet. Open it up, look at it, look how it works, and how it functions. Because when you're bleeding by yourself in the woods is not the time to learn how to apply a tourniquet and how it's going to work. Okay? So I hope this video is going to be a little shorter today. I hope it just gave you a little bit of a thought that... There, pause it. Okay, a lot of this stuff, I can tell you, like some of my bandages and stuff, it's just from over the years using this stuff. You know, I've purchased most of this. The company I used to work for had bought some of it, and that's where I got to use it. And then my own kit, I bought my own stuff. This is from North American Rescue. I am not sponsored by anybody. I don't care where you get your stuff. All I ask is get something to where you can keep yourself safe. That's all I'm saying. I know you can get the tourniquets there, you can get the chest seals there, you can get combat gauze there, you can get, and you can get the combat bandage there. That's just the company that I've dealt with over the years. Like I said, you can stop by, take a look at it. You might be able to find the stuff cheaper, but just as we said, this is just something to open your mind a little bit, think outside of the box of what if and what I'm going to do if something bad happens. So, if you like these videos, please hit the like, hit subscribe. I'm up to, I think, 89 subscribers now. Thank you. So, if you like the videos, like I said, keep watching and viewing, share them with your friends if you like, if you think they would like some of the material that we have. And we'll see you on the next one.